because in Discovery Zone 5 you can get up close with our animal ambassadors. You can also find a safe, quiet and calming space for those looking to manage any sensory overload and regulate their emotions. You can challenge the family to one of our classic garden games, including chess, Smite, Connect 4 and more. And finally, inspired by the resident peacocks, you can craft your own peacock hand fan with the Shuttleworth Discovery team.
If it's anything like my family playing games, that just ends in a huge argument, so hopefully that won't be the case today. And then finally, Discovery Zone 6 is at the house. As we said, you can go there on the vintage buses if you like, or walk down the shrubbery walk pathway. And at the house, you can design your own tile pattern. So, for example, can you come up with something?
That brings us to the end of a very, very long list of ground attractions. I don't think I've ever seen such a long list of things to read out at an air show. Absolutely fabulous.
It's remarkable. Something for everyone. Don't forget all the permanent displays in the recently reorganized...
$18,000 at the time, that was the equivalent of 3 high-standing villas. And the Bonanza, which was the new aircraft with the same performances, was sold 2.5 times less.
Now tell me a little bit about the history of this particular Stanway. For starters, we should say this is the first time it has ever been seen in the UK. But what was its life before this point?
We did check the logbook, and indeed, this is the first time Juliet Papa is flying into...
said that museum, including a Compass Swift on loan from the RAF Museum.
That 8-seat twin-engine aeroplane was faster than any fighter in the Royal Air Force inventory.
And so it was that design was ordered for the RAF,
allowing it to fly higher than the older models and thus take on intermediate training duties as well as basic training. from your left. during the Korean War.
Yes, aircraft like this were among those that became known to the UN forces in Korea as the
Single attack when a Po-2 damaged 11 F-51 Mustangs, of which 3 were damaged beyond repair shortly before American forces were forced to withdraw from Pyongyang Air Base.
very hard to combat in Korea because of their slow speed and
Because of what they were built out of as well, because radar didn't work against them. Wood and fabric aeroplanes don't reflect. What a daring mission that was. It really pushed the B-20.
And then the Harbinger, that fantastic vintage German aerobatic glider. Then we've got the flying bulls joining us with the B-25, the Corsair, the P-51 and the P-38 Lightning. And then, well, we'll see what we might be able to do depending on the wind strength with the Edwardians or
discussions led to what is a very unusual machine in terms of its appearance.